Here is the lecture of poisonous snakes, their apparatus, and difference between poisonous and non-poisonous snakes. Uh, Poisonous snakes, they are not so in number comparison to the non-poisonous snakes. And all the poisonous snakes have a particular apparatus in their head that is known as poisonous apparatus. This apparatus is not found in the non-poisonous snakes. These apparatus include a pair of poison glands, their ducts, fangs, and their muscles. First, we will discuss about the poison glands. There are two sac-like poison glands and are situated on either side and inner part of the upper jaws, below the eyes, and somewhat behind them. These are possibly the modified superior labial or parotid glands. The glands may be small and oval, जैसे like in sea snakes, or it may be large and tubular like in vipers, depending on the species. Each gland is thickly encapsulated with a fibrous connective tissue and mostly covered by a fan-shaped constrictor muscle, and is referred to as temporal or masteral. Its stretching during the biting squeezes the poison from the gland into the duct. Poison duct. A narrow poison duct leads anteriorly from each poison gland and to the base of the poison fang to enter it into the groove or a canal. Fangs. Fangs are certain specialized teeth attached to the maxillary bones. They are long, curved, sharp, and pointed. They serve as a hypodermic needles for injecting poison into the body of the victim. When a functional fang is lost or damaged, it is replaced by one of the reserve fangs. On the basis of structure and position, three types of fangs occur in the poisonous snakes. First is Solenoglyphus, second is Proteroglyphus, and third is Opistoglyphurus. Solenoglyphus, it is found in the vipers and rattlesnakes. A large, a large functional fang occur in the front of each maxilla. Its base is covered on all sides by a sheet containing a few reserve and developing fangs. The fangs are movable and tuned inside, like close to the roof of the mouth when it is closed. A hollow poison canal lined with enamel runs through the fangs, opening at the tip, and on this basis, it is known as solonoglyphus, means pipe or hollow structure. Proteroglyphus in cobra, karate, coral snakes, and sea snakes, fangs are small at the front of the maxilla and permanently erect. Each fang is grooved all along its anterior face. Third is Ophistoglyphus. In some poisonous snakes, like in the family of Coluberidae, fangs are small, lie at the back of the maxilla, and each grooves along its posterior border. Now let us discuss about the biting mechanism of the snakes. The skull and jaw bones of the poisonous snakes are very flexible. They are loosely or movably articulated, thus allowing a considerable degree of adjustment during the act of swelling or striking. In cobra, the fangs are permanently erect, but in vipers, the large fangs lies against the roof of the mouth when closed. Therefore, the mechanism for biting serves two main purposes. First, erection of the fangs, and second, injection of the poison into the victim's body. When a viper wants to strike, a series of movements occur in the chain. Contraction of the digastric muscles lower the mandible so that mouth open and the lower end of the quadrate thrust forward. Thus in turn pushes forward the pterygoid. This is also aided by the contraction of the sphenopterygoid muscles. The forward pull of the pterygoid in the turn pushes the transfer or ectopterygoid muscle upwards. This causes the maxilla bearing the fangs to rotate through the 90 degree at the hinge point with the lacrimal. As a result, the fangs become vertically erect and in the most effective position to strike. A simultaneous stretching of the constrictor muscles around the poison gland forces its poison through the poison duct into the canal or group of the fangs to be injected into the victim. When the mouth is closed by the contraction of the temporal muscles, the above movement are reversed. The fangs embedded in the prey which is drawn into the mouth. At the same time, the vertical fang rotate to become horizontal. Snake venom. Snake venom or poison is secreted by the certain poison glands found on the head of the snake and injected in the body of the bitten prey through the fangs serving as a hypodermic needle. There is no doubt that venom evolved in a snake as aid to capturing and subduing the prey. It is clear, sticky liquid of faint yellow or greenish color. It tastes tasteless and odorless and acidic in reaction. It is also complex mixture of enzyme and specific toxin and is a good digestive juice. It is fatal only when it mixed in the blood. It can be swallowed and if there is no scratch in the mouth or alimentary tract, it will pass out with the ficus without doing any harm. It is precipitated in the regions such as the silver nitrate and potassium permanganate. It can be dried and kept indefinitely, retaining its poisonous properties. It can be dissolved in water, salt solution or glycerin when it is equally poisonous. Symptom of snake bite. Symptoms of snake bite are, in other way, we can say the effect of the venom. The venom of different snakes has its own characteristic effect. Degree of virulence differ not only in different snakes but in the same snake under the different circumstances. The bitten person die or recover depending upon the amount of injected and its virulence. It is customary to regard two categories of the snake venom. First is neurotoxic and the second is hemotoxic. Neurotoxins are typical of